good, so I guess a quick word from our sponsor.
Thank you, Opera GX, for sponsoring this video. Have you ever been relentlessly bullied by your friends and family for not having a gamer browser?
Oh my god, does he just have
regular
regular
browser?
browser?
Okay, guys, stop. That's a little mean.
His browser is
I don't even stop.
Stop.
Stop! I said stop. Opera GX is an online browser that offers a ton of customization with GX mods. All you do is go to the GX store and you can instantly switch your browser's theme. Like this Wii mod. It changes the background music, keyboard sounds, themes and colors, opening and closing tab sounds, the wallpaper, and you can customize all these things in the mods menu available on the sidebar. The GX Corner also allows you to stay up to date on free games, deals, and new releases all in one place. Opera GX has a quick import tool that allows you to import your settings, browser history, bookmarks, and cookies from your old browser to Opera GX. And if you click the link in the description, you can also have our most recent videos featured on your browser. So every day can be a Tony day. So click the link in the description to get Opera GX. Now back to the video. Once you're ready to start the game, they open up the doors and your character leaps out of the plane. Now this next bit is actually pretty cool because due to the Wii Motion Plus, they immediately hand you control of your character falling from the sky. And as you fall, you start to notice that the other Miis on your console are also skydiving near you. As you join together and head closer to the ground, ready to pull your parachutes, you can tell Nintendo made this intro more theatrical, as if to say, yeah, we made a sequel to the game that got your grandma to try video games. This is such an incredible opening to the game, because it gives the feeling to any kid playing that they're entering a new place full of adventure and fun.
School, homework, chores, eating, all that other stupid shit kids have to do doesn't exist here.
No, you still have to eat.
Sure, but I'm having the time of my life with golf, bowling, table tennis, golf,
Tony, I'm really worried about you. You have to eat more, okay? You can't
wakeboarding, frisbee, archery, basketball, power cruising, canoeing, cycling, air sports, and sword play.
Okay, well, don't just ignore me. You know, you
Sorry.
can hear me talking to you, and you know that I'm saying something, and you're just listing
Sorry.
shit off like I'm not here. You know, you have ears, and it's pissing me off, dude.
The best way to see how much the Motion Plus has changed the controller is by looking at the legacy sports that are still here from the original Wii Sports. For example, bowling allows you to be much more accurate with the way you throw the ball. The rotation and spin definitely feel more accurate, but it's generally the same sport.
And in golf, you now need to keep your wrist perfectly straight through the swing, or your shot will arc away from where you intended. Originally, the rotation of your wrist didn't matter at all, but now it has a bit more depth in keeping your shot straight and doing a realistic golf swinging motion. But that's really the only change. Beyond these tweaks, these games are largely unchanged. You know, bowling is still bowling, golf is still golf. They even have half of the courses just kind of copy-pasted from the first Wii Sports. Table tennis is even just a smaller version of tennis with a little bit more spin on the ball.
But those games were all made originally without the Motion Plus in mind.
Wii Sports offers a variety of new games to play on top of those old ones. And while a ton of these sports are fun, we want to focus on one first. One that we think holds the entirety of Wii Sports together like glue. That sport is Island Flyover.
What's cool about Resort is that Woohoo Island, and yes, that's what it's called, isn't just a plot of land that the game takes place on. It has its own history and life to it.
Island Flyover.
Hey, Tape It Hall of Fame, September 18th, and today's stuff going out on the shelves is some Wii games. Got the Game Party, some Just Dance, some Bully, Carnival games, Lego, Mario, Donkey Kong, Epic Mickey, Mortal Kombat, Metroid, Punch Out, some more Marios, Wii Sports, Star Wars, WWF, some Zelda. So that is today's stuff price cleaned and going on the shelves.
Hey y'all, Scott here. What do you do when you want to play games but you're on a budget?
Game Boy, that's right.
At the end of every year, I like to make predictions on what I think will happen in the following year. Simple stuff like who's going to win the Super Bowl, which game's going to win Game of the Year, and will I finally hit Diamond in Valorant. And most of the time, I'm wrong. However, I found in one specific instance, I wasn't actually wrong, I was just early to the party. You see, in late 2021, I predicted that IRL streaming was going to blow up. You know, end of COVID lockdown, people are traveling, filming it, other people are watching it. Turns out that people wanted to live it themselves, though. In fact, not only did IRL streaming fall off, all of live streaming fell off after 2021, where it peaked in April and May. But 2023 has been a huge resurgence for live streaming, and I'm sure you're aware of this if you think to some clips you might have seen over the past 6 or so months. And one of the biggest examples of this is FouseyTube, who live streamed every second of his life, including traveling around, going to airports, and other clips I'm sure you've seen. He even was IRL streaming while getting arrested from a cop trying to stream through their body cam.
I got a big penis. It could take me a lot. I'm gay. 9 inches. Is that on body cam? I'll fuck you so good till you love me.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. And there is a specific term that I like to use for these types of IRL streamers that are having a huge 2023. It's an anything for views, right? It is a lot different than IRL streaming as it was for a few years before COVID. That sort of IRL streaming behavior of really doing anything kind of died with Ice Poseidon when he got banned off of Twitch. It was basically platforms saying, hey, this is too edgy, this is too crazy, you cannot do anything for views out in public, it causes real harm to those around you, and you need to cut it out. But it's had a big resurgence kick.com. A lot of people who are using Kick, which has more lax rules, to bring back that anything goes mentality and harassment. There's one person in specific that I want to talk about today, Johnny Somali. You might have seen this clip before of Johnny in this train to Japan harassing people by saying stuff like this.
You know Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima? Nagasaki? You know. Why you do this? Pearl Harbor?
Basically going up to anybody he can see in Japan and say, hey, why did you do Pearl Harbor? And then bringing up the two sites where atomic bombs were exploded, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And he does this nonstop.
Hiroshima. Move away, nigga. Nigga, wallahi we do again. Wallahi, I swear to God. Wallahi, billahi, wa tallahi.
And that's basically it. That clip blew up, and it gave him a lot of negative attention from people not only in the States, but also in Japan. And what was Johnny's reaction to this? He was pumped. Oh, it got so many views. Free promo. This is great for me, which is why I never really talked about it. But finally, justice has been served to Johnny because he got arrested by Japanese police. But to talk about that, first I must show you the justice that some people in Japan were taking in their own hands. You see, after that clip happened, Johnny kept doing that sort of stuff. He kept walking up in live streams saying, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, trying to get a rile out of those around him. And he stopped doing it because he had a couple instances where it didn't go very well. Here's the first one.
Bread first. Drop the bread first. This ain't safe, man. Shut the fuck up. Hey, all my real niggas, drop the Discord right now. Hop in Discord. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Perhaps he should have heeded the warning from James Lead about that one. It wasn't very safe. It wasn't very safe. He got jumped in Japan and laid out on the streets and all his equipment destroyed. And then it happened again, like about 10 days ago.
Hey, what? Just don't grab my camera. Oh, you have to say don't grab nothing. Oh.
Where he got knocked the fuck out by some person that he was harassing in the streets of Japan. This is the noise he makes as he swings and not only knocks out the camera, but knocks out Johnny in a clean hit. That's great. That's a crazy noise. And ever since then, it seems as though Johnny is less excited about people spreading around his clips. He's somewhat nervous about it getting very popular in Japan and then basically getting hurt or worse. It has been DMCA takedown, giving DMCA takedown notices to almost all the videos and clips about like the train incident or any of the other incidents where he's harassing people. He's going crazy on the copyright takedowns. It's very hard to now find those clips. And there was a weird justice that was trying to be found by live streamers, YouTubers, vigilantes, and even Yakuza members in Japan. Basically, 3 different people all tried to confront Johnny and tried to get him to apologize. And from Johnny's POV, he didn't get anything for views. So if a Japanese YouTuber or live streamer is going to go up and say, hey, say Go Menasai into the camera and mean it, he will say it, and he can get away with it, and then go back to doing the same shit the next day. Here's his apology with a vigilante YouTuber does. He's supposed to repeat everything he said. It's embarrassing. This is not an apology. This is a fucking clown show right here. And yeah, there's even the former Yakuza member who unsuccessfully ran for political office, who tried to get him to bow and apologize for his mistakes.
This is for CX. This is for Paul Dino, Vice President in Japan.
But listen to him. This is for Paul Donino in Japan. Like, he's making a mockery of it. I don't know why anyone's even attempting to get him to pay his respects or make apologies for it. Because what did he do directly after all of those apologies? He went to Tokyo Disneyland, where you're not allowed to IRL stream, with a little microphone or a little speaker that anybody could play any sound off of. And of course, what are the people who are watching him going to play? Yeah, Atomic Bomb. He doesn't give a shit, bro. He doesn't care. It is anything for views. And I normally wouldn't talk about this because I don't want to give more attention to him. However, it all ends today because Johnny has been arrested by Japanese police. Here he is getting confronted. This happened just today, like 12 hours ago. I think they're reading out what happened, calling him a suspect, showing him some of the evidence, and then they arrest him. They turn off his equipment, and as he walks away, he yells like "Free Johnny" or something, and there it is. He is now detained by Japanese police. And if you don't know how it works when you're detained by Japanese police, it isn't good. They can detain you for up to 30 days without even charging you. They just keep you in there, and oftentimes that is their deterrent for crime, even if they don't have an ability to charge. It's just to throw you in their jails for a while and then deport you and never allow you to re-enter the country, which would definitely be a good thing for the people of Japan for what he is doing. What was the final thing that the police arrested him for? Was it for walking around and harassing people? No, I don't know if that's technically a crime, but it was actually for this clip right here. Crossed into a construction zone, which is super illegal because it can be incredibly dangerous to those who are working there.
Oh, he's going into the warehouse? Nah, this is wild.
The commentary's funny.
Right here. I'm just the cameraman. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. I am sorry. Oh, he's going in the warehouse, dog.
He's going to the warehouse.
God,
You're also going in with it, by the way.
What did I get myself into?
A mistake. You got yourself into a big mistake. And that's the clip. That's the clip. That's him. And then he yells Fukushima, which obviously a huge disaster happened in Japan about a decade ago. But he won't be able to do that anymore. He won't be able to harass people in Japan. Normally, it laid on the shoulders of platforms like Twitch or YouTube to ban these people and basically de-platform them so that they cannot just be nuisances to society. But in this case, because you are able to go a little further, a lot further on Kick.com, it was up to the country of Japan, and they've finally done it. And this has gone mega viral in Japan. It's like a huge news story. You can see here, it's an official Japanese news site, 5.7 million views. And it says, the masked intruder at a construction site has been arrested. There's also an article about it. They're trying to find the cameraman as well. And I was able to understand most of this, by the way, because of this Twitter user, Jeffrey Hall, super cool Twitter user. He just reports on stuff happening in Japan in English, so I can read it and understand it. But yeah, that's it. It's fucking cringe as shit. I hope it stops. I hope Kick gets a little more moderation going on, right? You know, maybe punish people if they're being that obscene. I cannot IRL stream. I hate IRL streaming. I have something in my brain that is like, hey, you're being fucking annoying as shit to those around you. How about you be a little more respectful? So I don't do it. But some people got that Logan Paul brain. They do whatever the hell they need. They film whatever the hell they want. And it's a huge disaster when you're doing it while live streaming because so much more can happen. You're capturing all of it. And I think it's a bit of a dangerous trend to be going down. It harkens back to the Ice Poseidon RV era. And in a little more moderation might save that category from becoming basically who can be the worst human competition. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye. Have a good one.
Queen car, I'm hot. My book and moon is out. Spotlight, night bar. I'm star, star, star. Queen car, I'm top. I'm twerking on the runway. I am a queen car. You wanna be the queen car? I'm a queen car. I'm a queen car. I'm
I hear from people that going to garage sales just isn't worth it anymore and that you can't find good stuff to collect or flip. And they're right. Sort of. Today I'm going to a city filled with garage sales to search for video games, cars, collectibles in hopes to flip for profit. And along the way, we're going to highlight all the objective pros and cons that we run into. And then you can be the judge on if we're wasting our time or if we're doing fine.
But as we jump into this first sale, I want to tell you that we have a website, CaterpieCrew.com. The Caterpie stands for Chase After the Right Price. We get that question a lot. We built it using Squarespace, where we have some cool custom shirts like Caterpie and Caterpie Crew tees. We also developed these cool displays for your controllers and cards in your game room or collection room, with more pieces coming soon. If you're in the realm of selling merchandise, you can design, produce, and ship your items all through Squarespace, saving you time, money, and effort. Their online storefront has been really great to experiment with selling physical products, digital products, and services. Building a site with Squarespace also lets you market yourself a lot better, start email campaigns, and get great analytics back on how they perform. So head to squarespace.com/CATRP, remember, for a free trial and 10% off your first domain or website when you're ready to launch.
To start the day, we go to this small group of sales that seem to be open early, so our chances are high that the power of the ask will come through first. Happen to have any video games of any kind? Nintendo, PlayStation, Wii? We'll give you some time, we'll go hit that sale and head back. Does that work? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, anything game related.
Already a good lead, and if it pans out, I'll start to keep track of the profits that we're going to get, because at the end of this video, I'm meeting with a friend who says he has a truck full of games. The only problem is, I have no idea what he has or how much he wants, so I need plenty of profit from these sales so I can have a lot of room to negotiate.
Oh my gosh. Are you seeing this right now?
Like old Nintendo, yes.
Okay. Take a look and then take it off. Okay.
Why don't you give me your number? Are you guys from around here? I'm just gonna set it in the house for now.
There it is right there. That's a classic pros and cons. Ask for games. She brought them up, had us look at them, but they weren't hurt. That's a pretty hard con. Usually it's hard to get stuff that doesn't belong to her. Still got her number texted, and she's gonna check with her son. Yeah, we didn't get any of it. But back at the first house, she did manage to find everything that she was talking about.
PlayStation.
If I left the balance board, I'd probably give you like 50 bucks. This doesn't have a hard drive, it's just the slim internal model, and that hard drive would be a little bit more. Of course, with that headphones, it'd be a good bit more. Okay.
Gets it out of my basement.
Perfect. Perfect. So, first sale of the day, panned off.
The Pro, she delivered on her promise. She found us games. There was PS1 games. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Still, great score at $300. And 2 systems, about 6 Connect games. Controllers have corrosion.
Con of garage sales.
Competition.
Yes, this person just zoomed by.
Us and just ran out of the car. So the con here is competition, of course, but actually there's a pro in this scenario too. This person was so intent on hitting every sale as quickly as possible that they left a lot of really nice stuff behind, and that's kind of a dumb way to say, which in this case works out for us. Got any video games of any kind? Nintendo, PlayStation, Wii, DS?
Honestly, I'm surprised that we don't.
Also, if there's other pros or cons that you see in your area of garage sales, let me know in the comments.
You need a new sprinkler.
It's kind of broke, but classic garage sale pro. Cheap stuff that you actually need. I just paid like 30 bucks for one of these sprinklers and I needed one more.
There you go.
Let's take 7 for the Halo.
What you got, guys?
10.
How about 8?
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna buy that.
Okay.
So we walked away with some mystery Pokemon cards and some Halo figures, but there's a little bit of pro and con. The con. Sometimes people remember what they paid for an item maybe 20 years ago, and that can heavily dictate the price for what they charge now, even if it doesn't really retain any value. In this instance, she probably paid about 80 bucks for this bag of Transformers toys, and asking $50 for them today is probably going to be out of the price range of just about any buyer or collector. Within the pro, she was willing to negotiate on some stuff. Even if things are marked high at a garage sale, you never know how much the person is willing to negotiate, and it never hurts to respectfully ask.
Okay, actually, pro con of garage sales. Sometimes you need to fly and jet to the next neighborhood. Competition is already picking up, so we can't open up the Pokemon right now, so stay.
We're gonna do it later. So we travel to the next neighborhood, and this first house has some tells that there could be some video games. What I mean is sometimes if there's teenager, high school type stuff at the sale, they may have older kids at home that has some video games that they're no longer using.
Looking for video games today. Do you have any old Nintendo, Wii, DS?
But after asking, we weren't so lucky here.
Refrigerator. Like it? Anything free? Oh.
Hey, pro, it's free. Usually all garbage. I did find a Dragon Quest 7 for PS2 once that they thought was a VHS and it's $3. It's a big box version of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Doesn't have any video games?
No, unfortunately we don't.
Okay. No Wii, DS, or Nintendo?
No, I'm not really one to I play Switch. My brother
Oh, yeah.
Xbox. I do have an old DS, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
Here's another way to ask for items. Instead of saying, hey, do you have games here? Say, hey, do you have any video games inside? A lot of times when you ask for something at a sale, people are just thinking about what is out there. And they'll just say no because none of that's out there, but really, they might be willing to sell something that they just forgot about inside.
Looking for video games today. Any Wii,
you're
DS?
about the third person.
Third person to ask already?
What kind of video games?
Like Nintendo, Sega. You ever have anything like that?
So the obvious con here was we were too late to the sale and other people had already asked for video games. But what if there was a pro here? I would say that sometimes people ask for video games before you, and it actually like starts to jog the memory or bring it to the front of their attention that they actually do have some video games. They start to think about it after saying no, and in some cases, if you make the right connection, it might actually bring them up for you. And I'll be honest, I actually used to skip sales if I knew that competition had already been in the area, but knowing what I know now, I wouldn't do that again.
Alright, I have a preemptive pro con. I think the pro here is going to be there is stuff that is profitable. The con will be it's just not for us.
For various reasons. Often it can be really big, really old, really tough to find comps on.
Or we just have a hard time selling in general. Like, we don't have a big local game, you know, compared to a lot of other people.
We like selling things online that have high demand that move quickly. A lot of times that are small. So.
Yeah, and
it's aging pretty well here.
As I was saying, years ago I probably would have skipped this sale, but I was super surprised at what we saw.
So I just looked up this air compressor, and there's similar things like sold but a lot smaller, but there's two listed. One in pretty rough shape for $100 and one in pretty good shape for $300. So like,
everything is incredibly reasonable. You couldn't have done more right here. The folks would for $50.
Yeah.
The pickers would be all over this. They're inspiration. These are the pickers, and they would buy that. If somebody's collecting that and paying big money for it.
Let's look it up.
Here's a 1958 Johnson motor, coming up for 350. It's pretty similar to that. Which they're asking 100. It looks like that one would be similar condition.
Look at that sale.
Just look at it.
Pickers all the way.
Uh-huh.
And for pickers of video games. Not perfect.
Next several sales, all we really heard was, oh, we've already been asked, you're the third, fourth person, stuff like that, but honestly, that's just kind of the reality of garage sales. I know we usually showcase a lot of our successes on this channel for garage selling, but honestly, most of those successes come after about 12 or 20 sales of strikeouts. It can be a bummer to be let down so frequently, and even with all the no's that we've been hearing, this one hit really hard.
Looking for video games today. Old Wii, DS, Nintendo stuff, Sega.
I just sold a Sega with 5 games.
Oh, did you? Anything else lingering around?
She had just sold some video games earlier, and we asked if there happened to be anything that was left behind, but it was highly unlikely that she'd be able to get to them anytime soon. But if you remember what I said earlier, it's not smart to just walk away.
Elfin Express.
We found these vintage trains in their boxes, and if you've been around the channel for a little bit, you'll know that we're pretty familiar with trains here. I think these will be some solid stores. They actually knew what they were going for on eBay, but they were still willing to cut a deal and sell it for less.
The Christmas tree.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I'll pay the 70 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
Our luck seemed to be picking up, but then I got a call that really piqued my interest. I mentioned at the beginning of a video that we'd be meeting up with a friend who's going to be bringing me some video games. But he just called me with something equally as interesting.
Okay, so a lot of stuff just happened.
Yes.
Real quick, we got these trains. Lionel,
$50 or $70.
Keebler.
And
She said this one's worth $250 on eBay. Did you validate that?
It's fairly accurate. It
Yes.
might be worth like $150, $200.
So normally that's a big con. When somebody says, oh, this is worth this on eBay, it usually means they're asking for that much.
But she only has $50.
Yeah.
So I really think we got at least $200 in value, and we paid $70. So it's $130 in clean profit. Could be more.
Plus 80, I think, is what we were at. So.
But the other thing that happened, yes, we were at 80, 70? 80. We were at 80 before, yep, so we're 250 now. No. It was
150. 130. Math. 210.
210 in profit, and we just got a call from our buddy Michael, who's been on the channel. He's in town as well. He said there's a sale with a ton of Pokemon cards, sealed stuff. He thinks it's priced pretty reasonably. It's not really his area of expertise.
So we're gonna leave this neighborhood and just go there.
This is very urgent.
So quick pro con with that. We're leaving a neighborhood on a hunch. We leave this neighborhood, competition sweeps it up. They've already been through, it looks like, and there ends up being nothing at this sale that we're going to. What was that? Did we just run over something?
I don't know.
Oh, that
I know it hurts my heart to pass a different sale, but 1 minute away now, so we're about to head up to it.
Now the obvious pro here, it's not every day you come across a sale with this many Pokemon cards, but there is a con almost always attached to something like this. Just about everything is priced at or even above what the current market on eBay might be. So in order for this to be successful, I've got to find out if he only just wants top dollar or if maybe he wants it to be gone.
What would you got have room for on this? 7.
What are you thinking?
I'd do $100.
120?
I'd stick with $100 cash. None of that 11% whatnot fees.
He's pulling the whatnot fees out.
We're whatnot sellers too,
No,
so
okay.
I'm not gonna sell this on whatnot, but
I hear you.
Yeah, we don't do much with cards on there.
You do 100? Okay.
So now that I've seen that he is willing to negotiate, hopefully we can make some deals and negotiate some more on some other stuff.
Would you do 20 for this one? Yeah. All right. It's like
I'd want to probably at least 130.
130.
130%.
I might make a play on this little binder, depending. We've already sealed a deal on these for 120. All right. Blow it out price for the whole thing.
I've known you
100.
longer than I've known Veronica.
Probably not many people that would ask that question.
Right?
Trying to get a gauge of what's here,
Yeah.
but
2017.
Yeah, but I met him in the beginning of 2012. Well, May.
Then we've got some twins. I guess with the binder, that's a factor for me. How about 140? I did not factor that in my mind because I want one anyways.
We're negotiating on this binder, doing a lot of back and forth, and work out a deal on some more graded cards along the way.
Let's go promo.
Alright, we're at 390. Would you do 10 on this? 400? That boss price.
Yeah, because I was going to ask for an even number, 400.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Cool.
Now this took quite a while to do, so let's talk out a pro and con here. The pro, negotiating can ensure that you get a good collection piece or even some margin for resale. The con, they could just say no immediately, or even you could spend too much time negotiating on a bunch of items that pan out to nothing.
Massive Pokemon deal just sealed. He really worked with me a lot. We made a deal for everything in my hands for $400, including a binder full of top-loaded awesome cards. I'm very, very excited about it. Comfortably, we can add 200 in profit. I think it might be more. I'm not sure of it. We'll have to figure that out back at the game barn.
After nearly doubling our profits, we're feeling great, but the next couple sales didn't pan out too well.
Pros and cons of that one, there was absolutely nothing. Pro there, they have stuff. Con, it's not there.
None of the stuff was at that house. So that's the kicker. Multiple ladies there that had stuff. And actually the initial answer again was no.
Yep.
And I threw in the line of like, stuff, you got stuff buried away in the basement still.
What about video games or anything like that? Nintendo,
The only thing
Sega.
that I have video game wise is I have movie stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did I just pass it? Oh, it's in this bag.
Bags, yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, it's everything that it needs to. No.
Game Boy,
No, I just took all that when they moved out. So.
Okay.
Yep.
And you had 25 for both the bags?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's together there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I asked. I didn't even see him in the bag. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
I feel dumb. Also walked right by it.
The moment when you ask for games and they're right in front of your face. I think that'll add $75 in profit. Some amazing, so we're putting us at 485.
Wow.
It's been a better day than expected.
We're gonna back up just to show you what this sale looks like. Like, you truly have to hit everything and ask everywhere, because we just found, you know, one of the better finds of today at that. There's one small table and a bin of books.
And you didn't even notice the Wii's were there?
No, they were in a plastic bag, like.
Paid $5 for this. It's brand new, so just bought it blind. It looks like it's worth about 20 bucks, so 15 in profit. And then paid $2 for this. It has a McDonald's Palkia Pokemon and then the Power Rangers. Figure that's probably worth at least 10 bucks. I'm gonna seal that in because I think that's conservative even still. 8 bucks profit there. So 23 adding to the total.
Of 485, so gosh, can we round down? 500, sure.
We're at 500.
Now $500 in conservative profit is a great place to be, but I still want to build up a lot more because I don't know how much my friend Michael will actually bring for me.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
More garage sales, more no's, but then we ask for games and get invited into a basement. Guy, I saw some comment that said we should change the name of the channel to Basement Buddies. Because we've been in so many basements this year. Like, how many episodes in a row is this? I don't even know. It's getting out of hand. We're digging through a bunch of boxes, looking for games and more, but if you ever find yourself in this position, it's probably smart to ask for more. So I asked for sports cards, and I was truly surprised on what he brought up.
This one's my favorite one right here.
I'd be interested if you want to sell them. The WCG is not really a reputable grader, but they're still cool cards.
Yeah.
So, LeBron's my guy.
He wasn't quite sure what he wanted to ask for the cards, but we're talking LeBron James rookies here. So we looked up the value and went from there.
I think we need to make it an effort to get into a basement in every single episode.
We're doing all right. Come on, hit the like button for 3 weeks in a row.
I know. 90 bucks all in. Got some sports cards graded by nobody. So pros and cons. Pros, there was stuff. There was sports cards. Cons, they were graded by a nobody organization.
WCB no longer exists. It's completely. It doesn't matter, the grade. It's not a real 10.
It's a raw card.
PSA is what you want, BGS, SGC, CSG. Good luck keeping track of that if you're new to this. Sports cards are confusing.
Then 40 for the Wii. I was gonna say 50, but at the same time, we have no idea if it works, if it was from all the kids.
NCAA 13 helps.
Yes.
For 360, you got some Connect games. I think the value comfortably is going to be 120 on that. Okay. So we'll call it 80 bucks in profit.
So that puts our running profit up to $580. We didn't end up factoring the LeBrons into the profit category because the sold comps that we looked up were kind of all over the place. It's hard to come up with an actual value, and I honestly might resubmit them to PSA or something and keep them for myself.
F-Zero 99. $4.99 Super Boost is a great addition to Nintendo's new surprisingly complicated. Knowing the details of the Skyway and maximizing the value you get from your Super Boosts are not the same. Super Boosts last for about 6 to 7 seconds. Most seconds. I plotted out a bunch of Skyway trips on the two most popular tracks in the main 99 mode, Mute City 1 and Big Blue. And when I looked at the results, I was extremely surprised by what I found. Let's take Mute City 1 first. Here's the map of Mute City 1. I plotted the takeoff and landing spots of 15 different Skyway jumps across a number of races. There are some outliers. Jump 5 may have been so long due to the results shown here. Jumps with the results shown here. The jumps are much more consistently in the 5 to 7 second range. with 15 and 9 standing out as outliers.
Microsoft is still trying to buy Nintendo.
Microsoft wants to buy Nintendo. Microsoft / Phil Spencer are playing the long game in acquiring Nintendo.
anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
No.
Okay.
People die when they are murdered.
People die when they are
Does
hurt.
that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long? That's exactly. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night?
I forget this is happening like a day later.
You said you were attacked in your room by a masked
Oh
assailant.
yeah.
If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it would have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
Anyone else?
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask,
That guy was sus.
Same outfit.
but I was wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
That's what the mask is for.
Oh my god, Dream? Dream live in concert? Orlando. Can't believe you're going to the Mickey concert.
The Dream concert already happened. I thought it did.
How is it not over?
No. Oh, no, I'm not going. Even though it's like 20 minutes away. Also, I don't think I'll be able to. Where I mess up. What are my options? Okay, cool. I probably need to take something. Let me hang on. Review this.
I made a tweet where it was like, we should all buy concerts of the Dream thing and not go.
And not go. Yeah.
And then someone was like, why would you waste your fucking money, idiot? It's like, I'm sorry.
Even without, there's
I wanna
another
pull
part
prank.
of the attacker we can use. Oh? And what is it, the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
Hips.
I love how he turns around. He's so cute.
It's an easy spot area.
You
Oh,
never saw
I love the Dream.
Is it? I don't know if we have evidence that like says it was the right hand, right?